What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I am back in the old days. If y'all have been subscribed to the channel for a super long time, if people were there when I was at like 10 subscribers or whatever, y'all will know that my video started out off here on the bed. I'm in here on the bed right now. So this is a different kind of environment for me than usual, but we are here today because we are reacting to the new Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. This is one that I'm intrigued by. I've been kind of hit or miss on this phase of the MCU for me. There's been things in there that I really love, like Guardians 3 and like Deadpool and Wolverine I liked, and a few other things like that. And then there's stuff that just was bottom of the barrel garbage, like Secret Invasion and a few other things in there that I won't get into right now. So I'm curious on where this goes. I'm hoping for it because we really need a good Fantastic Four movie. I don't want it to be 0 for 4. There's a lot riding on this film because Fantastic Four movies have not been the greatest, and this is one that I'm hoping for. The casting has been really good for the most part. I don't know how I feel about Pedro Pascal yet. And yeah, I really hope this sticks true to the spirit of the comics and the nature of what we have seen in Fantastic Four, while still making it accessible to an audience, movie audience today. So what are your expectations going into this trailer?
Yeah, I'm curious because this is definitely Marvel's chance to try and sort of set the course for what the future is, because you're not the only one who's been mixed on the recent phase of the MCU. I think people are very much like kind of halfway in, halfway out on Marvel right now. So here's their chance to kind of throw it back, go back to a team we haven't seen in a really long time, a team we haven't seen at all in the MCU, and give them a chance to reset. You know, it's set in the 1960s. It seems to be set in a totally different universe. So now is a palate cleanser. Get us away from that mixed bag of the recent universe and try and kind of get us set for what the new direction of Marvel is going to be. That's my hope for this trailer, is give us hope for what the new direction of Marvel is going to be. Even if you don't give us anything plot-wise or, you know, character-wise here, just give me a sense that they're confident and have a direction, because right now it feels kind of shaky.
Yeah, because Deadpool and Wolverine kind of inspired hope into us. Like, overall, that movie was a big success. Financially, critically, people really liked it. But now with Captain America Brave New World, we'll see how that plays in and see if it actually winds up being really good or if it winds up being not that good. And then Thunderbolts is, you know, looks like it's just another MCU movie. So I feel like I'm not ready to say they're back yet after just Deadpool and Wolverine and like Guardians 3 and stuff like that. I think we still need to see more from them first before we can really say, oh, they're back. Like, we need to see more quality films and such. So let's check out.
I'm really excited. Let's get ready for it
and see if that is true for First Steps, that they're bringing us into the right direction. The first steps of success, as you will.
I hope so. The first step's back, you know? We are ready to go.
Yes, we are. Cool.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
I really like the look of the thing here.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like that a lot.
Okay, is this guy good or what?
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip. Okay?
T-5.
Great casting to get even enough like that.
You couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here.
Okay.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Oh, I love the car.
Yeah,
Look at that. Great flying shot.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
As a family.
oh, So a lot in that trailer that they did show, surprisingly, but also they didn't show too much. It just kind of gave us a little bit of a glimpse into the film. They didn't, really tell us what the huge overarching plot of the film's going to be. Just kind of gave us a glimpse in the world, which is like exactly what a first trailer should do. So
they're very, very much leaning into that first family kind of thing. They're kind and caring to each other, and as a unit, I think that was something that was missing in the previous Fantastic Fours. They were very much bitter at each other, constantly at each other's throats. You never got to see them like be a unit, be together. And it seems like from the trailer that they're going to be the team like from the beginning. We're not really going to spend a lot of time on the origin story. It seems from this trailer, it seems like they're going to move past that pretty quick, and you're going to be spending time with them already having their powers.
Yeah, that's what I heard, is that apparently this movie doesn't even have their origin, because we've seen the origin done now twice, and so people know the origins of the Fantastic Four. So basically, it just throws us into this film, and they're already the Fantastic Four apparently in this movie. So
yeah, I really like the shot we just saw here of the kids with the costumes.
Yeah,
it's a very different universe, because they're establishing that this is different than the MCU, where the heroes. It took them a while to become like that cultural phenomenon, but now it's like, oh, people know the Fantastic Four. They're dressing up as the thing. So it seems like they're already going to be kind of like this big kind of famous family. I'm curious to see how the world like compares to how it looks, in the MCU.
Yeah. And Galactus this time is not a cloud. Not a cloud.
That's a good choice.
Where they have they did show the back of Galactus. I remember I saw like a theory on this trailer that like Robert Burnett was talking about, and he was talking about how he was hoping the trailer would end like it goes to black, and then you just hear the voice saying like "I hunger" or something like that, and it would have been like a hint towards Galactus. But they actually fully showed Galactus just from the backside.
I really liked it. It's a tease, it doesn't show you it, but it's a confirmation that he's actually going to look like Galactus. He's actually going to be giant, and he's actually going to like be a planet eater. So I'm excited for the fact that they're committing to the bit there,
Yeah, and all the casting looks good. I think Evan Moss Bachrach looks good. Joseph Quinn looks good. I think the forget the actress playing Invisible Woman right now. Can't think of her name. Vanessa Kirby, she's great. The only casting I'm still not vibing with yet is I still think like he's trying to be all like nerdy, like and everything in this movie, but I just feel like Pedro Pascal's still the cool dad. I don't know. He just has that look to him, and I'm not yet have I vibed with his casting, but I'm open to eventually vibing to it once I see the film, once I see more from it. So
I love the score. I love that they literally are singing like the title of the movie. It feels like it adds that throwback kind of aesthetic. The whole movie has that retro futuristic look, to it, especially his opening with the framing and all of that stuff. I'm not sure the movie's actually going to be shot like that. Maybe like a couple of sequences will be shot like that, and then they're going to look more like a typical MCU does, because there's stuff in here that looks cool, and then there's also stuff that just looks like every single other one of these movies. So it's probably not going to look as cool as this trailer makes it out to look, but I'm sure it'll look, interesting. And they're definitely leaning into the aesthetic and the marketing here. So that makes me feel confident that it's not just like the posters. It's actually going to be part of the movie, Oh
yeah. I love sort of like WandaVision, how this is sticking true to like that time period and everything. And it's really sticking to the 50s, I think is when it takes place. Like it's really, or 60s, like it's really, in that vein. And I really do hope that like there is maybe like the whole opening act of the film, like before they get into their suits, that it's like all in that aspect ratio, and then it opens up for us, and everything. Like that would be really fun and cool, and just to see like some unique different stuff in there that we don't normally see in the MCU.
And when we get to that action sequence they just showed, like that's when you start to think, oh, this like he's floating in the sky. That looks like it could be in anything. This could be any MCU movie. So at some point it looks like, they're going to get to that third act and it's just going to go back to being a normal Marvel movie again, which is kind of the frustrating part of a lot of these movies. Is they're a cool idea for the first half, and then they got to become the typical Marvel superhero like Skybeam kind of movie. So I'm hoping this movie can be a little more committed to its theme. It's like aesthetic than the other stuff has been, but I feel confident. This trailer is pretty good. It's making me hopeful.
Yeah, because that was like me with WandaVision. As like when I first watched WandaVision, I was like, oh shoot, this is something unique and different in the MCU. I really like this. And then eventually it started to just feel like, a normal MCU thing, because when they're coming after her and all that kind of stuff, I was like, okay, this feels like the MCUs we've seen before. But I love it when they can switch things up and they can do different things. That's when they're most successful. And yeah, the effects look really solid in here.
A lot of practical effects, at least it seems, like the chalkboard moving up and stuff like that. It seems like they're kind of committing to that throwback practical effect look that adds a lot to this, I think. If you're going for a retro future kind of movie, I feel like you got to lean into practical effects a little bit, because that just makes it feel more retro futuristic. There's not going to be like a lot of CGI in like a retro futuristic movie, So I think it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah. I think this looks really, really fantastic.
And we mentioned that there's been like bad press around Captain America, even around Thunderbolts a little bit, but the one movie that in the MCU in a long time that has had zero bad press, that hasn't had more than typical movie reshoots or anything like that, is Fantastic Four. We've heard nothing bad about, the thing is out of control, nobody knows what's going on. So I feel that Marvel is confident in this movie. Whether or not that pays out to being a success, we'll see. But I think Marvel is much more confident in this than they were in the last handful of movies. They're showing it early. They're really pushing the cast. It feels like something they're confident in.
Yeah, they did like a whole like live stream event for this movie that they did this morning. So they've been teasing this trailer out. They did the trailer before the trailer kind of thing. Like they've really have a lot of faith in this, and I feel now that Bob Iger's back in there at Disney, things can start going back to a better direction, because when Bob Chapek was running it, that's when most of the shit was down the toilet, is when he was running it. So I really hope that we can get back into the direction here. I just personally, in this phase, I just don't know how we are already at like Secret Wars and such. And if Fantastic Four is supposed to be in Secret Wars, like are we gonna have a scene where it eventually takes us to present day? Because the thing is it's like, this is a prequel from the 50s or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, how is a prequel from the 50s going to set up Secret Wars? Like the thing with with the last installments that we've had is there was a massive buildup to Infinity War. Like a big buildup, like you could feel it over the years. They introduced like Thanos back in like 2012 with the first Avengers movie, and then from then on there was like this big buildup to get there, and we felt like, okay, we've made it to the finish line. This is where we're at now. With Secret Wars, I'm like, I just don't feel like we've gotten there yet. It's like, it almost feels like the phase has just started in a way. Like it's just started kicking into gear, and now we're about to end it.
We got to remember there's still a decent amount of time between now and Secret Wars for them to do a lot of this stuff. Like we still have an entire Avengers movie between now and Secret Wars for them to do a lot of this stuff. So people are saying, oh, it's so rushed. They haven't even really started yet. I'm a bit more confident that Marvel's going to right the ship here, because we have much more time than people are giving it credit for. We have movies that aren't announced yet. They're going to be coming out between now and Secret Wars. So they have more time than we think they have. And I think this movie is very much so going to be them starting things off. Like the Marvels, almost by force, was like, hey, look, no, we're starting the multiverse stuff for real. Look. But this, I think, is going to commit to the bit. And I think everyone is assuming this is set in the 60s, but I'm kind of feeling that maybe this is set in modern day, but just in a universe that's like technology wise inspired by like the 60s, and in a similar way like Fallout. Fallout's set in the far future, but yet the technology is kind of like set in like World War II era. I'm feeling that this is going to be leading into that multiverse stuff, or this is set in a universe that is 2025 or whatever, but the world is still very much in the 60s aesthetic.
Yeah, I just know that like they had it set up initially in this phase that it was going to be Kang as like the big villain come Secret Wars, and they were setting that up since like Loki in it season 1, and I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting that they're setting all this up. And then of course the thing that happened with Jonathan Majors happened, which was completely out of their control, and so now it's like they're clamoring to find another villain, and it seems like now they're going to have Doomsday be the big bad of these next 2 Avengers movies. And so it's something that's just kind of interesting to me that like I hope they can build up Doomsday enough, you know.
Yeah, this movie I think will be a big deciding factor of how people feel, because this is almost like their last chance before Secret Wars. People are like, okay, we'll give you the miss on the Jonathan Majors thing. That necessarily wasn't your fault. You know, maybe the writer's strike stuff wasn't your fault. Maybe the pandemic stuff wasn't your fault. But now this is on you. Like, you guys made this movie. Nothing really got in your way. I guess this strike kind of got in the way of this movie at the beginning of the production, maybe, but not. I wouldn't think so. So whatever works or doesn't work here is on Marvel now, you know. So they have nobody else to point to. This is their movie. So if this works, I think people are going to be going into Secret Wars like, hell yeah, we're ready. I'm ready for Thunderbolts. I'm ready for this and that. But if not, people are going to be super out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. This is like, there's a lot riding on this film, for sure.
Because I believe the release order now is what, Captain America is in like a week, and then Thunderbolt is after that, and then this. So
yeah.
But Captain America and especially Thunderbolt almost feel like filler. Like they're not going to really push the plot forward. They're just there to be like, you know, good Marvel movies, you know. And I think this much more feels like an entry into the multiverse saga. So this is going to be much more high pressure than I think the next 2 are.
Yeah. I feel like this one definitely has a lot more stakes to it than the other ones do, especially because this is going to probably have Doctor Doom in there in some capacity, whether he's a post-credit scene or what. This is going to definitely set up Doctor Doom. If they don't, that would be hugely disappointing. I think that they're definitely going to set him up, though, in this movie. One thing that was lacking before we close, one thing that was lacking from this trailer, but again, it's only the first trailer, was no Silver Surfer. So I assume we're going to see Silver Surfer in maybe trailer 2 or trailer 3.
Yeah, that's probably something you say for later, you know?
Yeah. Probably have a shot of like Silver Surfer flying right towards Galactus or something in like the second trailer or something, you know? So that's something you can save there for later. But this is just a nice little taste of what to expect, which is...
Maybe they watched Wolfman and they were like, let's save Julia Gardner for later in the marketing campaign, you know? Let's not put her front and forward yet.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, guys, that is our trailer reaction for the Fantastic Four First Steps.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun to react to whatever the next trailer is. I'm sure we're going to come on here and review Captain America. Some of us will, at least. I don't know if you plan on seeing it, but I'll jump on here and review it.
I'm seeing it. I'll be able to be on here and review it. And of course, we're also going to be reacting to several of the trailers that will be coming out for the Super Bowl. This is going to be a very busy trailers month because tomorrow they're releasing it for the Super Bowl. So I guess we'll do another trailer reaction for you guys tomorrow because they're releasing the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. So we'll be able to react to that.
It was in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, so yeah. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they do with that. Any entry in the Jurassic franchise, I'm always there for. So yeah, we'll definitely check that trailer out for you guys and react to that. And you know, there's several movies coming out just in February alone that we'll be doing reviews for. So definitely stay on the lookout, guys, for all of the fun reviews we have coming up, trailer reactions, stuff like that. So that'll do it for now, guys. But we will see y'all in the next video. Until next time, stay fantastic, my friends, and keep on watching those movies.